Hello there. Welcome to Metrosix. It's the capital of Delaire. But more importantly for our story, it's a dangerous place. Each of the king's successors in the last 14 years have died trying to sit on that blasted adamantine throne. It's not just dangerous for the high lords and ladies, though. Without a strong leader, the presence of the city's watch is barely felt and rarely respected. A few areas have found some semblance of stability under a powerful high lord or lady. But there's nothing like that for the Styx. Metrosix 6th District.
Welcome back to Toss the Dice. When last we left our heroes, they were fighting a massive fire within the Styx. Now, we have to resolve a few checks left over from last time. So, I am going to need, let's see. The checks we're going to need is an intelligence check from Elise. You can add your proficiency bonus to it. And then a charisma persuasion check from Aaron, your character. Paul will be giving us a spellcasting check. And then lastly, Elektra will be giving us an athletics check.
Alrighty.
So spellcasting check, right?
Correct.
Wow.
Do you still hear it or no?
No, it's good now.
Okay, cool.
Oh, D&D Beyond just really does not want me to succeed.
That's 15 for my intelligence.
15?
I got 11 on my athletics check. I have advantage, by the way. I rolled a 5 and then a 6.
Nice.
I kept rolling afterwards just to see, and I immediately rolled a nat 1 and a 2. So, like...
You were screwed from the beginning.
Yeah, no matter how many chances I gave myself, I would not have succeeded this trip.
Okay. And then, Aaron, your leadership.
Yeah, I got a nat 20, so it's a 25.
Ooh.
Excellent.
So that part of it is going well enough then, but the other thing I'm gonna need is I'm gonna need one of you to roll a d8 for me. In fact, actually, let's have 3 of you roll a d8 for me.
I'll roll one.
That one.
Okay.
I rolled a 5.
I rolled a 7.
I rolled a 3.
7, 3. Okay. Interesting. So the fire is moving away from you. So you came at this from the east, coming from the Heavy Brass's headquarters, and the fire just started, like, the way the wind's blowing and the way the it's catching. The fire is moving to the like the southwest.
Is there...
What's in that direction?
The other fires. So it's also in the direction of the harbor, so it's not a bad direction to go. Was there another question in there that I missed?
I was simply going to ask, are there any buildings in immediate danger that direction?
Yes. Yeah, there's one that's starting to catch.
I suggest we go over there.
Well, if you want your fire break to be effective, you have to remove the rubble from the buildings you have toppled, which is quite the feat, by the way. So, yeah. Otherwise, it'll just be like burning rubble. It won't do a whole lot. Okay. Then let's go ahead and let's run through everyone. I won't do initiative because it doesn't matter what order you do things in. But we'll just hit everybody and see what they're going to be up to. So you've just toppled your third building. You've got manpower now, so if you want to set heavy brass to clearing rubble, they can do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll do that. That sounds good. I mean, I don't want to have them help us pull the buildings down because that feels like too many factors being involved.
They did, in fact, help with the third building being pulled down. From last time, Aurelius had them. He had them tying ropes to beams and things and pulling them down.
Gotcha.
I figured it was better than having the buildings keep toppling on top of you, which is why I directed. Yeah, and
especially because now I can't be in my metal form, my alloyed form.
Yeah, I was going to say, would you be okay with switching them responsibilities where you can now clear rubble while they pull?
I mean, that's fine.
Okay. Kimon would do that as well, or would he be joining with the heavy brass?
Now, he has no need to hide the fact that he's an alloyed. They already know.
Yeah. Well, the reason for taking on the metal form is to take the building to the face easier, so.
Yeah. But don't you also get the advantage on your athletics checks when you're wearing it too, though?
No, you get those already. So.
No, you get advantage on strength-based checks when you have it on, so.
Right, so, anyway. Then Elektra's clearing rubble. You guys are still toppling buildings, so you're gonna try and do that still without her?
I figured the heavy brass men could.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can. Okay, so it's on to the next one then. Okay. The at 20 to, okay. Yeah, so you're clearing buildings as best you can. And it's at this time I'm going to roll a little check here for the burning building. Okay, things are looking good for you. So, having put the fire break in, the fire changes directions, but there's nothing to catch in that direction. However, as the fire begins blowing in that direction, you get a bunch of smoke and you get a lot of heat. I want everyone to roll me Constitution saving throws one last time.
Oh. That was a nat 20 plus 7. That's a 27.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ew.
All right.
That's
I got
a 14.
14, 27.
I got a 16.
I also got 14.
Okay. Then 15 is what you need to pass. So if you got above that, then go ahead and take half damage as the fire pushes in your direction. The wall of fire. It hits you for the 10, 15, 5, 30. So 30 points of fire damage.
Woo. Bro, I'm a freaking die.
Yeah, no, that just killed me.
Did it?
Really?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, because you didn't take a half damage. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like 3 points from dying. So
I'm bloodied. Holy cow.
Okay.
I got 20 hit points left still. Kills. And
Benefits
that's
of
after
being
taking 2
Elektra.
buildings to the face.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as the fire sweeps through, many of there's actually a few of the heavy brass that die as in the fire. They're ignited. Yeah. But more personal for you, you see Aurelius. He takes in a bunch of smoke, and you can see that he's that as the fire hit him, he's all blackened. He's got like these, I mean, almost certainly 3rd-degree burns in places.
I'm running to my bro. Running to my bro.
Yep. I also run towards Aurelius as well. So
I'm actually going to call the Haven as she sees him running. I got him. Go take care of whatever you're doing.
Does Elektra actually have any healing though, or are you going to try and medical
I'm
check
trying to
his
get him
face?
out of the line of fire to get him away.
Okay.
I have a little bit
I'm
of
trying to get
healing.
him out of the danger zone. Oh, you were going to heal him? Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I was gonna chuck a little bit of hit points at him. So
Okay,
He was
gotcha.
gonna
Ignore me then.
He was
Ignore
gonna
me.
style my do.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you
so
appreciate that, Brendan? That
I
was for
did.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But most of
But
all,
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Somebody S my D. Anyway.
So, okay. Then you go ahead and heal him. That means you can get back up without making a death saving throw.
I'm gonna tell him that he needs to stop going down on me like this. This is ridiculous.
I will say though, that this is 3rd-degree burns. It is an injury, so that's gonna take a little while to heal. So you've got some bed rest coming your way to try and fix it. With the right medical attention, you might be able to get it down to like a week of bed rest. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna tell Aurelius that 4 hit points are restored, so he's back up to 4.
All right, you're doing better than Piper.
Let's go.
Yeah, what up?
Yo!
Okay. The question is, are you going to keep at it? So obviously you're all fairly injured, and there's a lot more work ahead of you. Are you going to step out of the fray, or are you going to try and keep going?
Gotta keep plugging along. I am mandating that Aurelius take a few more steps back, though. Jeez.
Well,
So
the
we're heading
buildings are too close to the fire. So if you want to keep clearing buildings, you're going to be in the line of fire.
Oh, that's fine for me. I'm just saying Aurelius and Piper's the other one who's got really low hit points. Need to both back away from the buildings.
Taking down these buildings is no easy task. Like, seriously, you guys are barely scraping by. If they step out of the fray, you will not have the manpower to do it, because she's providing the targeting the correct structural points. He's providing the leadership that's getting them all coordinated so that they're actually effective working in a
Can he
group.
not get like a megaphone or something? Like, hey, yo!
No, the fire is loud.
Gotcha.
He's already having to scream to be heard.
Gotcha. Okay, fine. How's Kimon looking, by the way, as well?
He's doing good. If I'll actually, you protected him twice the last time, and so he's actually doing better than you are hit points wise.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'm not worried about him then.
I've got a question about. Yep. Can I talk to multiple people in my head at once?
No, just one at a time, but you can switch it. So,
okay.
Yeah, basically you can just rotate from person to person limitlessly. Just like if we're in initiative though, it's basically one person per turn.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay. So the question still remains though, are you going to stay in the fray or are you bailing?
I'm assuming that all of us are like pretty close together.
If you, yes, you're currently in range to speak to each other. I will say, if you would like, you can even take a short rest. You don't have to like take a full 8 hours if you need to. But if you want to take an hour and then get back to fighting this fire, you can. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to take the risk, right? Stepping out of the fire, you risk it getting worse. Staying in, you risk going down again and being very badly injured. So,
wait, I have a question. Isn't Piper resistant to fire?
Yes. So this was fire damage. So you definitely would take half of that 30.
Cool.
Good.
So only I'm the weenie. Got it.
I was just like, wait a minute, something's not right here.
Well, to be fair, Aaron, I probably should have called for a dexterity check instead of a constitution check, and that probably would have saved your bacon. So that it's really on me here. I'm the weenie.
No.
Nobody.
You're no weenie DM. I've seen a lot of weenies, and you ain't one.
Thanks, bro.
You ought to be crazy. You are not a weenie.
No weenies.
No weenies here.
No weenies here.
All right. I do still need to know though. Are we staying in and fighting fire, or are we dipping? Because
look,
we can
the fire. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning, but we can stop it burning, I think.
We can stop the fire.
Aurelius at least isn't going to back down.
Okay. Well, Aurelius is in the most danger, so I feel like if he's not backing down, there's no point in anyone else backing down. So go ahead and...
Unless I was literally carrying him away from the scene.
Yeah. So...
Which I don't feel the need to do.
See, the thing is Aurelius is definitely in pain, but he's like, this is the time where leaders are made. If I can't lead right now, if I can't inspire, that's it.
Yeah, not to mention there are people of the heavy brass that have already died just now. Like, if we chicken out, like, I don't know.
Noted.
Not a good
then
look.
Gotta
Bad
prove our medal.
In that case, everybody roll me a d8, including you this time, Aaron.
Yeah. Okay, that's
all
6
right.
from me.
I also got a 6.
6 is good. 6 is fine. 3 is good. Okay. So, Aaron.
Wait, Aaron.
Yours?
Yeah, I don't think 3 is good, but that's what I got too. I'm sorry.
2 3s, 2 6s. Okay.
3. No, it's good enough. So,
okay.
As you clear the rubble of the first building you knock down and move over, the wind whips up and the fire starts just like throwing heat in that direction. But you've already moved and you're gone. So you have evaded, luckily, this this next round of essentially a fireball. Okay. Then you continue to clear away buildings until you've basically done what you can in this area. You've stopped the fire from spreading in this direction. It is a little bit out of control heading towards the bay and towards the other fires, but honestly, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. You have created a mini fire break. You're not going to be able to topple every building in a ring around this. So for some of this, you are just going to have to hope and pray. And so speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and roll a percentile die. I'm thinking, so a higher number is better. You want a high number. We've got an 85.
That's good.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So as night begins to fall, it actually begins to rain.
Ooh.
Which helps a lot. The dampened weather slows the fire as far as spreading in other directions.
Sweet. I'm not sure if this would help at all, but I do have shape water, and I redirect some of that rainwater and actually like funnel it towards like very hot spots. Certain areas. Would that help to clear the fire at all, or do you think the rain would just kind of douse everything out?
You definitely could, but I will say that for raging fires, this is not enough water. Like, you have to have a lot of concentrated water, and so the water is probably better served stopping the spread of the fire rather than like putting out the fire.
Okay.
This is not a torrential downpour. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Just severely dampen things to deter the fire, or at least slow it down so that we can do more.
Wait. Well, either way, I'll put it to good use, and I'll just use it to stop the fire from spreading.
Or you could even drench some people who are fighting the fire in water to help them a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. So, you guys work late into the evening, trying to get people out, clear away rubble, doing anything you can to contain the fire. The fire was really big, like too big for a bucket brigade at this point. So the rain is probably the best case scenario you could have asked for. That said, there is a massive portion of the sticks that is burnt down tonight. I want all of you to take a level of exhaustion. And then, Aaron, your hit points are halved until you're able to take time to recover.
Okay, and then do I have to roll for a injury?
No, I'm kind of assigning this one just based on the kind of damage that came your way. Yeah, because like a lot of the table injuries are like you lose a limb, you lose an eye. It's things like getting cut off, and in this case, that makes no sense.
Totally understand. All right.
Okay. So, as the fire gets put under control, you're exhausted. As I already gave you exhaustion, but it was exhausting work. You pulled down a bunch of buildings. You've been clearing rubble. You are sore from head to toe. You're gonna feel this in the morning. Like, your back's gonna be hurting. And you were just fighting the one fire. The other two fires were left completely to their own their own devices. The fire has damaged a solid portion of the southeastern southwestern side of the sticks. This covers blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks. So the death toll is actually quite high as well. In fact, let's go ahead and determine how high that is real quick. Would everyone roll me a d4? Ooh, it's already looking bad.
A D4. Sorry.
A d4.
I got a 2.
I got a 3.
Got a 1.
I got 20.
Two,
I got a 2.
2, 3,
2, 3, 1.
2, 2, 3.
Okay. The numbers are pretty bad. The heavy brass estimate that there was probably about 360 deaths as a result of these fires.
War against the Red Gears.
Yes. So actually, several Red Gears have been detained, and upon interrogation, they determined that these have actually broken away from the Red Gears. They still call themselves Red Gears, but they all are out here willy-nilly, without their leadership. However, I will say as well that Elle was looking for you. So Aurelius, that she said she had something to tell you about the Red Gears, and some of the Red Gears have been talking about how somebody is actually in charge over at the Red Gears. They just don't know who anymore because they've broken away. So there's at least something going on over there.
Someone's leading, because obviously, no. I don't know. They could have acted just out of their own, impulsiveness. But I doubt they would have done that if they hadn't had some kind of agreement, or some kind of purpose to it aside from just being triggered.
Well, this group was a mixture of people who were just straight up out of their minds, and other people who were feeling like they were gonna do something. So they
that's what they chose to do.
Yeah, these people are like the cream of the crop for crazies among the Red Gears. This is a small portion of the Red Gears, but it seems that they were out tonight just trying to cause mayhem. So they were raiding and looting and burning places to the ground, and the fire got out of hand. So they didn't go out here. Some of them absolutely did. There was 3 or 4 Red Gears that were just looking to see the world burn. But a large portion of them were just raiding, looting, throwing Molotov cocktails, and the fire just got way out of hand.
Well, what do you think?
Yep. Well, they weren't thinking. They were, they were all going on.
Right. But
acting on impulses and just running rampant. Because
I'm so tired of running rampant through the streets.
So, yeah, basically, that was Red Gear territory, and so that territory wasn't being policed by anyone, and the Red Gears weren't really in control there anymore with the fracturing and splintering of the group. So, the result is a catastrophic fire. But what I want to know is what you guys are up to. You know something's going down with the Red Gears. You know that these guys were acting of their own accord, and you know that the fire is burned out in most places. It's the evening. You've been fighting this fire all day. What do you do?
I, for one, want to talk to Elle. I want to know the information. Whether we act on it, that's a whole different issue. But knowing it is important.
You need to be in the loop.
Exactly.
Need eyes everywhere.
Yeah. Actually, I go to Piper to ask if she's doing all right after the whole ordeal.
Oh, so the having apprehended most of the Red Gears, what would you like to do with what they pillaged from the area? Because they were looting, so they've got a ton of stolen goods.
Redistribute to the family of the victims.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because there's really no way to tell whose stuff is what at this point, because it's probably been like spread out amongst whoever stole it all over the place. So
yeah, so the loot is actually in the custody of the heavy brass, and so this is something you could definitely take up with the with the top brass to try and get him to redistribute as you would like.
Or at least the stuff that might I don't think the heavy brass would want to give all of it away. I think some people would be like, "Oh, come on, it was fair game. It was going to get burned anyways." I think some people would argue that. But at least if they do have that argument, I feel like if nothing else, we can try to work out a deal where we at least sift through the things that would be the most of the most necessity to the people, what they would need the most, and maybe some of the valuables that they could, because since they lost everything, that they can kind of jumpstart their lives again.
I'm assuming
maybe some food, blankets, things that those families could desperately use, and anything that's kind of random that a family wouldn't use, like a gun or sword or dynamite, random things that random families wouldn't use. Yeah, you could have, if they're going to argue about it, let them keep that stuff, but at least try to bargain for the things that the people could actually use.
Okay.
Well, at least in my mind, I'm assuming that this is in game. This conversation is going down. In Haven's mind, he thinks and he says, well, these are the people's. I'm sure that if the heavy brass are the people's voice, that they surely would listen to what the people have to say. I mean, no matter what it is, it's things that were stolen. They have to be given back.
But the problem is that there's no way of knowing whose stuff this is. It was randomly taken from buildings that were broken into or burning. So there's no way of, especially because some of the people that those things belong to might be dead. So what I'm saying is, at this point, there's no way of knowing whose items or belongings are whose. All we know is that they belong to someone else and not heavy brass, and that they don't need it. Their headquarters weren't damaged. They aren't in any particular need of them. They have their necessities met. And so that should be reason enough for them to distribute at least the majority of their findings and things that they stole or pillaged or robbed from the places that were parts of the area that was being burned to the people.
So, DM?
Yes.
Where are the most substantial burns on Aurelius's body? The third degrees.
Probably his face and his hands, to be real.
Okay.
Although I will say you have an automaton hand on at least one of your hands, so that one's fine.
Okay. Well, definitely at least holding a cloth to, or the wet handkerchief to the wound. Aurelius says,
Oh, actually, that's a good point. You were wearing a wetted down cloth on your face, so the burns are probably the worst on your right arm.
Ah, dang. I was going to say, this is a sick opportunity for him to have a Zuko scar.
I mean, his eyes would probably be one of the few things exposed, so maybe you do have some burns over one of your eyes, or depending on which way you turned your head.
I'm not against it.
Okay.
But,
okay. Noted.
But he says, so we're all in agreement. It goes back to the people. Doesn't matter whose it was before. What matters is the good it can do now. Elektra?
So, are you bringing this to the top brass then?
I mean, you said I would probably need bed rest, but I want to.
Yeah, no, you're good. You can go talk to him. I just mean like for the week you'll have to do as a downtime activity, resting up.
I mean, can't you send one of us and then you go ahead and take that rest? So that way you have time to fully recover and...
Yeah, that would totally be viable.
Well, I'm asking Aaron, really, what he wants to do. He's the leader of this group. But
this is an in-character question. Gotcha.
If we're going to present it to the heavy brass, I want us all to be there. And by the way, Haven, leader's a strong word. I really try to listen to all of the input. I hope
that's what makes a good leader, man.
What Elektra said. And I've said it better myself.
Well, then, let's go take this to the heavy brass.
Yeah.
As you walk up to, his name is Gerard, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that last time. I've just been calling him the top brass. But as you walk up to Gerard, he says, you four, you did good work out there. It was a good idea to bring down those buildings. I could see as things got crazy, the fire definitely would have spread in that direction. It would have been pretty bad, I think.
Yeah,
it already has been.
Nobody did anything like that for the other fires, but what can you do with a whole host of people that you can command at your will? Really unfortunate.
It is. That's why we need to take control of the sticks as soon as possible.
Of course.
So,
what's going to be done with the loot that was stolen by the Red Gears?
That has been confiscated. It will fund our efforts so that we can prevent anything like this from happening in the future.
Top brass, Gerard, I can see that being of use to you and your organization. May I propose an alternative?
Well, I won't be giving it to you. I do appreciate your help, but we really need to put that money to good use.
That is not what I mean, top brass.
It will be put to good use, but not for us.
I think this could actually be a great opportunity for you and your organization. Why not take the loot that was confiscated and redistribute it to the people? Yes, to the victims to the family of the victims of the fire. You can see that these fires were caused because of panic. People don't know who to turn to. But if you do something like that, oh man, the people will be willing to follow you. They'll see the support and they'll feel it too. There will be more support for the heavy brass than there ever has been in the wake of such a disaster.
Not an unreasonable thought. Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage.
This dude said it's slime ball. I can't wait until we kill him.
Unreasonable?
No, he said it's quite reasonable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I rolled a nat 20 first time, so I don't need the advantage.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
He says...
So I would have loved to take it.
He says, I like where your head is at. You're right. By distributing these, we could very well build up the people's trust in us and probably new recruits. It might actually go the longest way for taking over the sticks. I appreciate the advice.
Aurelius gives a slight bow.
I probably would have figured that out at some point, but I appreciate the help getting there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he had to help you.
Yeah, Aurelius doesn't do anything else. He just leaves. He's not going to listen to him anymore. He can't stand it. Although he is being respectful, his skin is crawling. He hates this man.
Right there with you, bud.
Valid.
He does mention to the group as they leave and checks to make sure no heavy brass are in earshot. But he tells them, he's like,
there is one.
Go ahead.
Because Kimon is running your way.
Okay. Well, I don't care if Kimon hears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kimon, you not like try and play with the big kids every single time you see us. Come on, man. Can I not have one conversation with my friends without you trying to make them your friends too? Like, dude, seriously.
You can take your shots all you want. I'm too tired for this. I just wanted to say thank you. And I'm sorry we have to keep meeting like this, Aurelius. I hope that next time the injuries are more minor. And he starts to walk away, but he turns around and he says, also, I heard what you said to the top brass. And he turns back around.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Were you saying something, Aurelius, before he interrupted?
I wait for Kimon to leave.
Oh yeah, he's gone. He's
cool.
He's walked away.
We all know that was the right thing to do. But beyond that, I had a strategic reason for saying it. We needed to keep that amount of money out of their hands. Yes, they're our allies, but we can't trust them.
Oh,
we need to keep them.
Not at all. No. I don't trust that dude as far as I can throw him. Although I can throw him pretty far, so it's a pretty bad comparison. But I don't trust him as much as you could throw him, Aurelius.
That's just hurtful.
I was going to say rude.
Not true.
Yeah, I will say.
Come on, man.
Fair. And
if you want to be the brains of this operation, man, you got to be able to take some ribbon on account of your whole physical business not being all up to par and whatever. Anyway.
You mean after losing an arm and taking third-degree burns? Noted.
Listen.
Mocking a cripple.
Listen, I just do that in real life, Brendan.
True.
It's gentle ribbing. It's loving. In both cases.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all in jest, my good man. Isn't it?
I chime in, and actually I ask Aurelius, what are we going to do with the red gears? They're out of control.
Elle was trying to get a hold of me about intel she has. I will not stand by for another act of terrorism. The specters are going to go hunting.
That's it for this episode. I am Brendan, the DM, and host for Toss the Dice here on Expedition Anything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other shows on the channel. Consider joining our Patreon for various perks, or if you're just feeling generous. A big thanks to my players, Alyssa, Aaron, Paul, and Elise. And lastly, thanks to you, the listener, for sticking around until the end of the video. See ya on the next expedition.